Good evening, everybody. As the beautiful soundtrack known as Antics by our very own Charlie is playing in the background, we have a beautiful session for you this evening. And I come to you together with all of my friends in this white void, I guess, except for Maxime. Maxime does actually have some furniture. But the rest of us don't. The rest of us all exist in a white void, and that's it.
Well,
I'm the only
Crystal
person
in
that
a
can
red
afford
void.
furniture.
Excuse me. Crystal's void is multicolored.
We don't get paid for this. We are very poor, and please.
Yeah.
Wait. You don't get paid for this? I didn't say anything. Hey, welcome back to A Tilf Dice. We are very happy that you're here.
We are indeed.
Wait, this is a Tale of Dice? I thought we had book club.
Yeah, books about dice.
I brought my
about
comic book
dice?
collection and stuff.
We need dice? Oh shit.
I thought this was a Steven Seagal movie club.
Guys,
I've read Harry Potter.
I've watched every movie of him.
Damn it.
I've watched all the Nicolas Cage movies and I'm still not over it.
I'm afraid to announce that we have already superseded the maximum amount of cringe that we are allowed to put on Twitch. Twitch has now shut us down already, so until they actually pull us out of the air, let's try and play a beautiful game of Pathfinder. Now, shall we? So, without further ado, as last session you guys were thrust into somewhat of a predicament, let me ask you a question once more, which is, shall we play a game?
I love how long Charlie just had to sit there, like, please finish this, please.
Yep. So,
It's like every Tale of Dice game up until now. I'm sorry.
So, to jump into tonight's game. First off, let me just say that once again, we have a beautiful artifact with our compatriots, the artifact F, which has powers to break the fourth wall and also envelop the entirety of our party and their surroundings with a wild magic surge. So if anybody wants to spend some llama points on that and wreak havoc, remember that that is an option. With that out of the way, last we left off, our heroes, known as the Pack, in search for a way... Well, there we go. Thank you so much, Grimboy, for your points that have been added into this beautiful wild magic surge. I wanted to fuck all of you up, and Grimboy has come through as always.
Oh man.
And before we jump into the game, we are all also being fed by our lovely boy Grimboy, so I'm going to do that first.
I have a fudge cake again, and it's grand. It's great.
Oh wow.
I still have some fries. Very loud fries. Well, you got lavashkiri?
Oh, nice.
Mama?
We all got nice stuff.
Oui, lavashkiri.
I bloody love lavashkiri. It's so good. It's so nostalgic for me.
Man, I like candy.
Yeah. Fries are pretty good as well.
Oh, this is the shit though.
Oh man, now I want lavashkiri as well.
Okay,
You
guys,
gotta post that pic on Insta once you got it.
So, last we left off, our heroes, known as the Pack, had uncovered an ongoing conflict between the Sealy Court in the Feywild and the Court of Shadows in the Shadowfell, both fighting each other. The Court of Shadows to secure a piece of land for their people to live on, and the Sealy Court to push them back and stop this invasion. Realizing that this conflict didn't really have a clear good and bad side, our heroes have undergone a quest to see if this conflict can be resolved peacefully in some way. Their next order of business to figure this out was to visit the Court of Shadows, a flying city within the Shadowfell where the Crescent King rules supreme. After bamfing back into the Shadowfell, our heroes realized that some high figures from the Court of Shadows were already lying in waiting for them. And I see that my music has stopped, and I don't know why, so I'm gonna put it on again.
Bad music.
Bad music. There we go. Is it doing the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's playing for you guys? Okay, it's not playing for me, but whatever. These figures lying in wait were one very powerful arcane spellcaster together with his personal guards, flying on top of shadow dragons. This powerful spellcaster, Lord Lucasta Dreadheart, was able to cut the long journey of our adventurers short, and via the use of powerful teleportation magics, brought the party, without really knowing what they were getting themselves into the very heart of the Court of Shadows. Being guided by the different custodians of the city through the narrow corridors of this flying city, the party was met with a gothic horror visage. Different old blackened and crooked buildings stood everywhere, with large bats, ravens, and even imps and the like flying across their roofs. There we go, rooftops. Jesus. I had this planned. While different lycanthropes, vampires, and other shady folk roamed the streets, our heroes were led to the very epicenter of this city. A gigantic cathedral, risen out of the ground, consisting of obsidian spires and silver inlays. This beautiful Gothic structure burst out of the ground itself, opened their doors, and within, our heroes were met by the lords, ladies, and other rulers of this weird place. In the middle of a vast open chamber, two large banquet tables, beautifully inlaid with silver and jewels, were set where the different lords and ladies sat at the court, with, in the middle of both of them, the gigantic throne of the Crescent King himself. And now, as the Crescent King from one of the side chambers entered his court, his banquet for this evening, to converse with the pack, we jump into tonight's episode. So, within this hollowed out cathedral, on the far end you see the Crescent King on his throne of silver, a giant of a man, literally, rising 8 meters tall in robes of black and silver, with a silver crown with crescent moons all around as horns. At which moment, the green icosahedron at your side begins to, stir a little bit. The energies broken through the fourth wall starting to coalesce. Max, if you would be so kind and roll me a d20 in the chat to see what the hell is going to happen this time around.
Another devil contract. Come on, baby.
7.
7. All right.
To be honest, a devil contract would be fabulous, because they would probably be like, "Oh, well, he's just passing by because, well, it's normal there."
It wouldn't be that bad.
So
no, they're going to be fighting each other.
So it seems that with this wild magic surge, a wave of fatigue rushes out of the artifact and envelops all of you. At which moment,
we still have to roll.
We still need to roll. Yeah. So let's say, Max, go ahead and roll me another d20. Even is going to be you guys. Odd is going to be the other denizens at the court.
Oh God. Okay.
Ain't that boring that they're already tired when we enter?
It's even.
It's even. All right. So with that, as you step into this hall and the adrenaline is rushing through your veins, you are here standing against this giant of a man, this leader over these people that had so much powerful magic within them that they could just bamf you to the other side of the world in a matter of seconds. You can only begin to realize what kind of power the Crescent King himself wields. And realizing that you might actually be in danger, the unthinkable happens and the artifact even makes things worse. The lethargic energy sets into all of you, and all your shoulders droop down for a moment, and all the color in your faces just sink into themselves.
What color?
Even from Allison. Allison gets even paler now that he's a vampire. And all of you are now fatigued, which means that you take... let me get it just to be sure. Alright, so you all have the fatigue condition, so you take a -1 penalty to AC and saving throws. And if you guys were... Yeah, so that's all that you have here. But I will need you all to roleplay that you guys are tired. And if not, there is going to be hell to pay. So speaks Dungeon Daddy. So... Oh, what the fuck?
Yes, Grimboy, you did hear vampire. Allison's a vampire.
Let me just... Roll20 is acting up. So I'm just going to restart it real quick.
Oh,
just
no.
give me a second. Yeah, if I can play you the good music. Alright, do you guys hear the music now?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Alright. As this explosion of energy erupts from the green icosahedron, multiple members at the court all stir in their seats for a moment, as the Crescent King is also looking at you with a little bit of a questionable look in his eyes. His beautiful long silver hair drooping over his shoulders, his wrists and hands full of silver jewelry, his grayish skin akin to that of a vampire himself, pointed ears sticking out through the silver hair, and the slightly jagged but completely white and perfect teeth, while these 2 silver moons in his eyes stare at you. Well, I did not know you'd wish to lessen yourselves in my presence, but this flatulism is appreciated.
What
You
happened?
have already started to grovel in my midst.
Let's put it this way. That this might be a sign that we do not mean any harm or combat in this incident.
Well, it seems you only mean harm on yourselves, and I am all for it. So...
Wait. You want us to get hurt? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. But if you wish to hurt yourselves, who am I to stop your masochism?
Oh, okay.
Cool.
What happened? I don't understand. What? Why do I feel like this?
Anyways, Crescent King, Lords, we sit back, came to parley.
Parley, you say? He rests his head on one of his hands and gazes with a slight grin on his face to all of you. Well, do tell.
Your war is seated in grudge and things from the past. We talked with the Fae, and their grudges are vast as well. So might yours be. We just seek to, as a neutral party, maybe find a solution where everyone can live in peace. Where...
Lords and ladies of this court, this young vampire, I believe the name that he carries is Allison Artano, speaks to us of grudges. My lords, my ladies, if I may ask, do we here in the Court of Shadows hold grudges? No. My son, you are among friends. We realize what you did. while our counterpart in the Feywild holds grudges without end. We understand that all of you did nothing but act in your own best interest with the information that you had. We do not carry any ill will against you. Do not misunderstand. Be at peace within the pale moonlight that I offer. You are, within circumstances, safe here. I did not ask you to come here to punish you for your deeds, no. We understand that the ways of our kin in the Sealy court do not aid anyone.
Then... Sorry. Then you will stop bringing darkness and shadow into forests of Cragged Hills.
That I cannot do. The Darklings have come to me with a grave concern, a concern for their very way of life, and I, in my humility, have offered them the aid that I can. But know that you are welcome here. Know that you can stand where you will.
No,
The Sword of Shadow does not.
That is not what I said. You... How do you say, Allison, when he goes to other thing?
I look at Grikal, I walk up to him, a few pieces. Don't interrupt when he's talking again. This will get us killed. Just do a few steps away.
Young Allison, there is no need to apologize. We, within the Court of Shadows, are not quick to lose our temper. I have seen the fire in not only the eyes, but the deeds of Grikal, the Dragonborn, slayer of dragons himself. We all know, as he beckons to the rest of his lords and ladies, we all know that the thirst and hunger that curses within themselves carry can somehow get out of hand. And when that arises, we will deal with it as such.
In that case, the reason why the Darklings came to you is because they had no way of living on the prime material plane. That's the origin for their part of this war. We, as a matter of fact, come here to see if we can find a solution for this. So no more bloodshed has to be, well, no more people have to die.
Aye, the loss of life is indeed great, but it saddens me so to hear that even you have long-standing issues with the power that I grant. There is a stigma on the cool dark that I offer, and I would wish for all of you to see that there is no true evil within the dark. There is but power and how to wield it. Yes, this power is now being used to reclaim land through violent means, but for now, it is the gift that I have offered, and the Darklings have accepted this.
But, I'm sorry, if I may interrupt.
You may. Such is the way of conversation, my dear.
It's not only taking over the land, but it's also hurting the land. You are taking over. You're making it darker. Maybe that's not the good word, but you are hurting the nature around it, and I felt that. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Your vampires, they have vampire servants, who are but animals in their possession.
Indeed we do. The terrible power that we wield is capable of great hardship, but it is a sacrifice that we deem must be made. But, by all means, if you do not agree with our ways, you are free to search for an alternative. I just wish that we, among ourselves. Perhaps not allies, perhaps not friends, but at least come to an understanding. Our way of life has been misunderstood for so long. And within all of you, I see a group of open-minded adventurers out in the world to do good, how they see fit.
You forgot to answer what Hannah said. You have more crimes.
What man or woman could ever measure one crime against another? We ourselves deem the crimes of the Summer Queen banishing an entire people to live in darkness, one that requires retaliation. Retaliation that I offer and that I can see has collateral damage. From this, I will not flee, but I will neither back down.
But isn't there another way? Because you now are destroying land you want to live on. If you keep destroying the nature and the ancient roots that we try to protect back there, if you keep destroying that, there won't be anything left.
And if the Summer Queen would allow her people back to gaze into the sunlight, then we would not have to. I do not wish to spread death and destruction upon the material plane. I do not wish to spread darkness in places where light already frequents. I do not wish to expand my own domain. My domain is here. But it is a means to an end. The foul darkness of what you speak is not foul in our eyes, but I understand that within yours it is a change that is unwelcome. But as I said, it is a change of collateral nature. We must find ways for our Darkling friends to cross over, to wage this war for their own survival. Who am I to let an entire race of people wither away within the dark?
If the Darklings can find a new home on the Primaterial Plane, one not constantly harassed by the Fae, will the bloodshed stop? You are giving them the power and the ability to walk in the light. The curse, in that way, is lifted semi. There is no promise that the Fae will change. Their grudges are probably eternal. But the Fae do not want bloodshed either. We talked to one of their commanders. We discussed. Sel is proof of this. He was with us at this very moment. They don't mean any harm either. At least, if we can find a solution, we can find a solution.
And you are free for your searches. I will even aid you how I can, for I do not wish to see my people suffer. But for now, this is the best offer that I can make them. I cannot grant them land for themselves, but I do offer them the power to reclaim it for their own. If
Darklings leave the Sealy Court and live in material by themselves, then the Fae will not attack. It's a good deal. They live in a place that is safe, and the Fae leave alone. Grakal, tired.
I All of us are tired of this war already.
No,
But the problem
I'm
is...
tired.
Your flatulism still amuses me, although I find it hard to realize why. But you have to realize that the first stone was not cast by our side. The darkness that the Darklings carry within their hearts itself is a blasphemy in the eyes of their former queen. They are not allowed to run freely with my blessings in their hearts.
But aren't you kind of way further than they started this? Someone has to stop this, and if you keep telling them, oh no, but they started, no one will stop, right?
Yeah, but isn't the Feywild the one who's mostly fighting?
I have
Not-
brought you here to learn of our ways, to see if this misunderstanding can be uplifted somewhat. Now allow me to tell you of our ways. We do not command the Darklings to do what they do. We offer the power and freedom to do what they must. The Court of Shadows itself does not wage an ongoing war with the Fae. We offer but aid to our denizens as long as they need it. They are free to do as they please. But many of them still hold this grudge of what you speak against their former queen. And with it, their hatred is fueled. Who am I to command them to stop this? Would I not enslave them as their queen did before me? Look around you at my lords and ladies. Many carry things that you call a curse.
I know
But it is
the
nothing
answer.
more but power.
I know the answer. Who are you to tell them to stop? You are the king. You can do
I am but a king in
Yes.
my courts.
Well, you are a king, and I understand the freedom of the Darklings to do their own thing, but it isn't really about telling people to stop, but to make the situation better, and that's what you are trying to do. I understand, but that's what we hope to finalize here: that their situation is finally good. Yeah.
Then we are in agreement. But
We
even
are,
so,
yeah.
as long as my gift is within the hearts of Darklings, I do not believe the Fae will ever allow them to roam freely. The powers that they wield are abhorrent to them. Within my court, it is free to practice many things others deem unnatural. But you have spoken of another, Zell. Before we continue this enlightening discussion, I wish for Zell to step forward for a moment. Zell does so.
Hannah goes to sit on the ground. I'm sorry. Just...
Freedom within my court, Hannah.
so
Zell.
gross. Okay, sorry.
You have exemplified the virtues of the Court of Shadows. Seeing your brethren slain by these individuals, you did not master any hatred or held any grudge against them. Instead, you allowed the cool dark to not cloud your wisdom, but make it clearer. In so doing, you have not only benefited this court, but also helped enlighten these individuals, with which you can now work together. In the previous battles, the pack has slewn one of our court members. Count Fairwind will be missed. But again, we do not hold a grudge like our kindred spirits in the Feywild would. We understand that this bloodshed came from necessity. But still, a seat now lies dormant. Allison?
So, I get the idea that this person is just really good with his words, has very high charisma. I feel like I will not be able to see if he'll be lying or not, but I want to look around and look in the eyes of the other people in this court and see what kind of position they have in this. Like, do they look with hatred? Do they look with?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
30.
30. Looking around, most of the individuals that you see are very different from one another, both in their appearances and in what vibe they throw your way. You see, for example, one person sitting that is nothing but a suit of blackened spike armor with a rounded out helmet and nothing but a black void in the middle. No discerning features whatsoever, with his arms crossed and just staring in your general direction. You see Carlisle Nyctos, the vampire that you have seen before, who whispers something in the ear of a lady at one moment, who then just grins from ear to ear at a moment and is looking at you with amusement. At another place, you can see a gentleman with heavy sideburns who is now just pulling out a pocket watch and opening it up and then putting it away, and is a little bit annoyed with the whole situation and rolls his eyes that he has to endure this. All the different figures here at the court are not like-minded. So you see some that you would realize, I do not want to be in a room alone with those figures. Others you might indulge. But all of them do seem flaunting power in one way or another. Zell Darkwood, for this grand feat that you have given the Court of Shadows, will you take Count Fairwind's place and become a count at my court? It would be a great honor, my king. Then it is settled. But you know, as the rest should also know, that this court offers many gifts. Which one will you take, if any? Do you wish to increase the void within your heart to wield more foul magics? Do you wish to partake in the thirst of night, like your companion Allison? Or do you wish to instill yourself with the hunger of the beast? Or would you bind yourself forever to one of the Nightwing? Which is it, if any? Zell, put in the back a little bit by this, thinks for a solid minute, at which moment he pulls his shoulders up and steps forward. When I met the rest of the pack, they struck me down without a moment's notice. This frail body of mine has halted me once before. I have seen, as he looks back to Allison, that some can take these curses and turn them into a measure for greatness. For this reason, I will partake in the hunger of the beast to serve this court more powerfully. Then it is settled. My lords, my ladies, is there any among you who would grant Zell Darkwood the gift of the hunger of the beast? One of the lord chairs of the more powerful individuals is shrieked back as a very tall, very broad-shouldered human man steps up. He has these large black sideburns that eventually turn up into his black hair with a top hat. A beautiful black suit is put on, and as he steps up, he takes off his jacket, hangs it over the chair, then also begins to unbutton his blouse. And while he does this, he speaks. Let me just make sure that I got this correctly. Yep. My king, I, Leandros Voldaren, have known of the Darkwood House for some time. We have been at odds with each other. I do believe that some of the Darklings even died by my hand. I wish to bestow Zell with the hunger of the beast, so that if he would ever wish to find retribution with me, we can fight on equal grounds. A just and noble offer, Lord Voldaren. And with that, as Leandros Voldaren is taking off his white blouse, he then just undoes his watch that he is carrying on his wrist. And as he puts it down, the blackened hair across his face begins to envelop the entirety of his face. His arms begin to bulge as wolf's claws emerge from them, as a hybrid wolfman now stands behind the banquet table. With one fell leap, this wolf jumps up and just pounces Zell and sinks his teeth into his neck. Zell screams out in pain at the moment, at which moment the hounded face comes up and the blood dripping from his teeth. Zell is slowly losing consciousness in his midst, as the rest of the court now all stand up and begin to applaud. Cups are raised with wine as sips are being made, as the king just stares silently at this whole endeavor. Two of the custodians.
Triggers.
Oh, what happens? All right, so I believe that Grakal, what is the sound that Kuranau would make at this moment?
Oh. That's a very angry.
And with that, these silver and black halls begin to billow with the loud dragon roar of a golden dragon god that catches everybody off guard a little bit. And the Crescent King also stares at the artifact for a moment and begins to ponder what other tricks it holds in stow. At which moment, above the body of Zell now comes a small whiff of energy that turns into a heart and then cracks in place just above.
Rakal stares down at the ground, looks back up, and then to Hannah. That was the roar of my tribe.
What does it mean?
It means We should not trust them.
As the court is applauding this display, two of the guards come up from the far ends of this open chamber, and they get like the half unconscious body of Zelm on each arm, and as he's just like lulling a little bit with his head, they pull him away, and a streak of purple blood is left behind him as the Crescent King speaks. My custodians will make sure that the gift is administered correctly. Now then, you have not only heard our words, but seen our deeds. I see in all of your eyes your superstitions. I cannot do more than offer you what I have. It is yours for the taking, or yours to be left here. If you would wish to take up arms against me, you are free to do so. My will is but one of many, and if you would wish to test yours against mine, we will see which comes out on top.
May I ask, what's the bigger picture?
The bigger picture, you ask?
What do you wish to win?
I do not wish to win anything. I have everything that my heart desires right here. But what I wish is for this way of life to be able to exist. The Court of Shadows will not invade the material plane. We are quite content with our place here within the realm. If the Darklings get their own place...
I'm going to attempt to read him.
Alright, go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah. In the meantime, Grikal says,
Me too.
Yes, you did. You invaded. That is why we are here. That is why we killed so many.
Okay. Not gonna lie, pretty proud of this. 37.
37, alright.
Damn.
24 for me.
24. Alright, so, I don't know if Grikal understands this, but what he's saying is that, like, the Darklings are a group within this court that are invading, and the Court of Shadows is giving them the opportunity to do so. But,
Yeah, now Grikal thinks he's just bullshitting. It's
yeah,
like,
okay.
Oh yeah, they're part of our group, but they're not in our... no, screw you, man. You're invading.
As you guys gaze upon him, he looks sincere. He wields powerful forces, and he is very much opposed against the way of life of the Sealy Court. But he does not, how do you say this? Show
Have
this.
any ill intent?
He does not show his ill intent against the Sealy Court by combating it. He shows it by being careless, like by being so-so about it.
How does he reply to me?
Grikal, I myself do not wish to invade the material plane. I but offer the power to do so to my subjects. And my subjects deem it necessary to fight for their survival. I do not blame them. I feel their viewpoint is as just as any other. And as such, I will continue to show my support to their cause.
In that case, are all of your subjects under your protection? Or, if we find some, subgroup in your organization that we do dislike, are they protected? Can we do what we want?
What if we kill all the Darklings? Is what he says.
He smiles for a moment. My lords and ladies, are you within this court protected? And all of them raise their cups. Here. Tell me then, by who are you protected? They all stand up. By ourselves. And then sit back down. No, Allison, the court does not offer any protections. The court has rules, so we may engage with each other in civilized manners. But these walls harbor no protection. For protection staggers the freedom that we wish to ascertain.
So if we find something that is harming the material plane and is, in our eyes, pure evil, are we allowed to do as we see fit?
You are indeed to do as you see fit. Again, within this floating piece of rock, no grudges are to be had. And the law of the sword is a law here indeed.
Wait. If I don't like, and I point at, like, the smallest, scrawniest looking guard. If I don't like that one, and I can kill him, that means it is your law that I kill him.
My custodians do house a different place in society, but indeed, if you would wish death upon this man, you would be able to challenge him to combat.
And you are a strong wielder of magic, yes?
I'm a wielder of many things.
You are also very big. I have wrestled giants before. Maybe we settle by wrestling. We strip down as the gods made us. And we wrestle. No magic, no tricks. If we win, then you tell Darklings to stay here. If you win, then we will go back to material plane. Leave you alone. Kill Darklings only on material plane. Yes?
As amusing
Yes.
as your proposition sounds, Grikal, I cannot offer what you ask. I cannot command the Darklings. I do not wield this power, nor should I wield it, or want for it.
Then you stop giving them gift. You stop giving them until they stay here.
That would be power that I possess. But why should I challenge you in this wrestling of what you speak? What would be in it for me?
Rakal looks around. There are girls watching. Sorry. That is not my in-character answer. I just couldn't resist.
Understandably so. Understandably.
For your pride, yes? I've challenged you in front of all your people. I am but a lowly dragonborn. Surely, I am as big as your leg. Surely you can defeat me.
You wish to wager my pride against the blessing of an entire species. I do believe that this is a rather skewed bet, don't you think?
Somewhat scared.
Let me see. What do you have that I would want?
Is he looking at the artifact?
No, he's looking at Grakal specifically. What are you carrying, like magic items wise and all that sort of stuff?
Oof, not a lot. I'm wearing my necklace, which is holding a small ever-burning torch or candle, really. I have, of course, my mechanical spear and shield. I can turn it into an axe, but it also has some striking runes on there, as well as my weapon ally, which he might mistake for more serious magic. Few minor the potions aren't magic. Midsummer Blade I gave away. Ooh, I have a water skin with blessed spring water.
As he looks you over and realizes that you don't really have a lot on you, he mutters, not much that Grakal can offer the court, and I would not dare to take away the weapons from a warrior. But I will offer you this. You wish to wrestle me for pride? Then you will wager your pride. If I were to be victorious, I will have you kneel before me.
Guys,
What say you, Grakal?
there is no reason for this, and this is not why we're here.
Grakal looks back at Allison, makes eye contact for a moment, and then just kind of ignores him as he turns to Iroh and Hannah. What do you think? I am not actually... Grakal does not know for sure if wrestling is a good idea. I think he powerful wizard. Maybe less strong wrestler.
I mean, if you don't die, and if you lose, you have to bow. So if that doesn't bother you too much, why wouldn't you try?
I think he's very strong. Yeah, maybe make a promise that you won't kill each other, and then you can just wrestle it out, I think.
Recall, there are beings in this world that you cannot yet fight. I know you think you can overpower everything. Right now, you're gonna lose. If you wish to kneel before him, that's up to you.
Grakal turns back. Only kneel? That is it? He turns back to the king.
I will have you kneel before me in humility, yes.
And no magic, no tricks.
No magic, no tricks. As he steps up and he unfurls like his whole cowl and lets it drape on the throne behind him, and he begins to step one step down, two steps down, and with every step that he takes, he shrinks a little bit until he walks forward and steps before you as tall as you are.
Like you better, bigger.
Allison?
Allison's not at all amused by this, and he's just looking around and asking with a loud voice, "Who here represents the Darklings?"
You look around. Nobody really answers to you right now.
We are not here for the Court of Shadows. We are here to parley for a war. If the court does not speak for you, who speaks for you?
Well, there are multiple things going on right now, but I believe that Grakal has just challenged me to a wrestling match.
Yes. But maybe... Grakal looks at him. You seem like a good fighter. We have traveled much. I am tired. We will wrestle.
Oh, you have challenged me now, Grakal. We will wrestle now. Or will you back down from this engagement?
And if I win,
then the blessing upon all the Darklings will be retracted indeed.
Grakal cracks his neck. Drops down onto the ground with a loud metallic thud. His spear and shield.
Cling, cling.
Let us go then.
He opens his arms wide. Let's. All right. He stands, arms wide open.
Oh my god, this is gonna suck. No way.
Yep.
No way would he agree to these odds if I had a chance. But I'm going for it, and I'm loving it. All right.
At some point, Grakal had to learn where he stood on this plane. What his own power level is, and this is the moment. So Allison is not interfering at all.
All right. So Grakal is going to start going. So I get to take the first turn. He just waits.
Well, it seems that he just stands there with his arms open, ready for you. So you can do whatever you want.
All right.
As you start moving, he doesn't react immediately. So you have the
first. I start taking off armor.
All right.
Just slowly unstrapping. Just keeping eye contact. You know, making sure he knows that I'm just slowly getting naked for him. And
that's hot.
I start undoing all the backpacks, and there's just this whole semicircle behind Grakal of just plated armor pieces, just travel supplies, weaponry, as he stands there with naught but a loincloth covering his Yahoo. And he stares and makes eye contact, and at the beginning of combat, I get to try and demoralize.
You can try. That's something you can do.
So Grakal starts roaring at the start of combat, and he gets a natural 20! Didn't see that coming, Wouter.
So how much is that?
That is going to be a 38.
38? That's against his what?
His will DC.
His will DC. Okay, so that would normally be a critical failure, but because it was a crit, it now becomes a normal failure.
Fair enough. Grakal runs up, and as part of the stride action, I use Athletic Rush. So for the rest of the round, I get a +2 on athletics. As I get I get Kurenau's blessing in my body, and I charge at him. And I go in for a grapple with a natural 18. All my good rolls this session are going towards this.
And they're all gonna fail.
19 plus 18 is 37.
That's
against his...
It's against his fortitude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attempt number 2, another 18, but this time -5 is another critical fail.
All right. As you try with all of your might to get a move out of this muscular gray body, nothing really seems to happen. And as you do this, the Crescent King only speaks and says, "Well then, I believe that you have had your fun. It is time that I do the same." And with a death grip, well, I don't know how death grip. Let's see how good this goes. That's going to be a 52 on his athletics check. And
that's normally that would be a normal fail, but now it's a critical hit.
Yeah. So basically, for the sake of this, what happens is that Grakal gets a brush with reality, indeed, and a grip just gets on the back of your neck and is just pulling you away, and then face slams you really, really hard on the pavement without effort, and just and then pushes your face into the stonework a little bit, and you begin to feel like your scales begin to crack under the force of this grip as he comes in a little bit close and only whispers a couple of words and says, "Freedom of action does not entail freedom of consequence." And with another, he is going to, let's see, yeah, okay, so that's going to be another 50 on his athletics check, and just like tosses you against like the rest of the party as you skid through your own stuff.
I was hoping he was just gonna Hulk him, like doof, doof, doof.
No.
So as Grakul rolls over the floor, dust kicking up behind him, as his own stuff kind of, well, both worsens and lessens the fall. You know, it's like falling into large Lego pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just lying on the ground, just... and he's just laughing as he's lying there.
This will count as you kneeling, Grakul. A lesson in humility is had this day, as he walks up back to his throne and sits down, readjusts his cape. But now then, Allison, you'd wish to parley for the Darklings. There is no leader of the Darklings here. They are but citizens of this court. No one parleys for them or against them. They organize themselves within our establishment. If you wish to speak with them, then exit these halls and search them out. You are free to roam the streets and find the leadership that they do have within their houses.
None of the leaders are part of the court.
The court serves the interests of our own establishment here. The Darklings have set their gaze on a whole different quest.
Very well. May I ask, it's the total amount of people that are part of your Court of Shadows?
We count ourselves in the multiple thousands.
Different ancestries?
All are welcome within these halls, Allison.
Very well. Think I get what you're doing here. Not sure if you're lying to us, have any larger plans or whatever. Wouldn't be able to reach you anyways. But for now, I didn't come here to kiss your boot or wage war against you or whatever. I'm neutral here, and I want to remain that way until I feel otherwise. For now, I'll go find the Darklings and see if we can end this dispute. Thank you for your hospitality.
Well, if this is all that I can offer you, then so be it. I would hope that, given time, you would see us as more than the monsters that they portray us to be. If you would leave these halls, know that the Court of Shadows lies open before you. No man will attack you on the streets. However, there is a predicament that has presented itself to these halls but a day ago. And within the laws of the freedom that these halls grant all, I must ask you. A group of devils have been stalking these corridors for some time, and now it seems that they have come upon a warrant for your lives. And you are being challenged by them. Now, as you did take up arms against the Court of Shadows before, I see it no more than fitting than people taking arms against you as well. I do not know in what kind of predicament you have brought yourselves. But if you would ever leave this place, know that you will be stalked by these devils. Better to face them head on. Don't you all agree?
Thank you for your advice. We indeed have a predicament. We do not know why, we do not know how, but apparently we are being haunted. Either way.
Well, I'm not being haunted. Another Iroh. Sifspa is being hunted.
Before the Court of Shadows took flight, a rock from the sky hit this piece of dirt, and so the lunar crater was created. But a few feet behind this very cathedral now rests the lunar crater, where many different disagreements are worked through. If you would wish to attack these devils in honorable combat, the lunar crater will be ready to encompass all. If not, once you leave this place, I cannot say what they will do.
Gurkal slowly gets up as he's gathering his armor pieces.
Well, fighting devil be like fighting you?
No. I believe these are but underlings of stronger devils. But still, they must follow the commands of their master. And as such, they must fight you to the death.
To
Will
our
you take
death.
them up on their offer?
Well, rather not, of course. But that's a bridge that we'll cross when we get there.
Well, if they won't stop, we kinda have to, won't we?
I'd say we fight them. It's either now or later. Now we are prepared.
Splendid. The lunar crater has been a place of great spectacle thus far. And I believe some would think that you owe this court some entertainment. And as all of you, one by one, leave these halls as other different topics are talked over, eventually the cathedral walls slam shut as one of the custodians of the Court of Shadows steps next to you and says, "You are free to go and stand where you will. But know if you take up arms against anyone within this city, then the custodians will also have your head. Other than that, do as you wish."
But your king just said anyone can fight anyone.
In honorable combat, yes. That's why we have the lunar crater. Battles are fought out there.
Very well. I see honor in
And
that.
maybe king have good quarters for us, yes? Such a good host.
You have not accepted the gifts of our king in any way. Why would you have any to speak of? There are multiple inns in the city. You've survived thus far. I think you can get a bed yourself.
Iroh looks over. Gurkal looks over at Iroh.
Sorry. Tried. But we have to look for in.
Gurkal says, still immensely fatigued from the artifact's effect.
Iroh got triggered by Krakal's yawn. Just like I got triggered by Charlie's yawn. Yeah, we'll probably find something, I think. Yeah.
All right. And as your first encounter with the Court of Shadows comes to a close, and you realize that this whole piece of rock is nothing but a bunch of riffraff, we'll go ahead and take our little break for 15 minutes and be back here at 9:25. And
Minuto 15.
Yeesh. And we will figure out what the hell the pack wants to do with their newfound freedom
Fine.
and locale.
It's interesting. It's interesting. So,
Yeah.
if we want to slay dragons from the court, and we are outside of the city itself, we can just slay them, and we can face war against them. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm actually every part of the way Wouter is presenting this. But aside from that, in universe, like this guy's making good arguments, right? But the way that is being presented just gives me the chills.
Yeah.
And I think that Grakal's chills in those situations would be at a higher level. You know, he's a lot more dogmatic. So I think Grakal's gonna be a no-no on this.
Yeah. Basically, you can't just go ahead and kill dragons from the Court of Shadows, but if that happens, then you're probably gonna like piss people off that are coming after you.
Yeah.
Iroh is pretty sold on this guy.
You can basically do whatever you want, but people can also do whatever the heck they want against you.
Yeah. It's an interesting situation that we're in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where it goes, but
You have 13 minutes to think about that.
mostly I'm looking forward to my rematch with the king.
Eventually, if you reach a high enough level, we can see what happens.
Iroh's
But yeah.
is Iroh is fully on board with ditching the Feywild. Just
No!
why do we need the Feywild? They're a bunch of
So, man,
ignorant
it's
people.
way cooler.
All right. See you
Right.
guys.
We'll see you all in 15.
Cheers.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
And we're back. So, last we left. Oh, damn, Charlie. Oh, ooh, giving me the shakies. Last we left off,
Oh boy.
our heroes known as the Pack, trying to find a way to find a non-violent resolution to the conflict between the Darklings of the Court of Shadows and the Fae of the Feywild, had come towards the Courts of Shadows itself and conversed with the Crescent King who rules supreme and the rest of his court who were basically just laughing at all of you. Learning that this is a place of freedom and power for anyone that would want to carry within himself the blessings of the Crescent King. This isn't really an organization that is out to invade the material plane. It is more handing out power to those in need, which then in turn invade the material plane. You have seen that your companion, Zell, has taken up one of the seats here at the court and has just now taken within himself the curse of the hunger of the beast, turning himself into a werewolf. Knowing that when Allison turned into a vampire, it took an entire day for the ritual to conclude, you figure probably Zell will also need some time to recuperate from all of this.
To be honest, when you said hunger of the beast, I thought, oh, he's gonna be turned into a dragonborn.
Well, aren't like dragonborns were-dragons, sort of, but like all the time?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Dragonborns are were-dragons, but like only if there is a full sun, and it's always the full sun, so there you go. So with that, you are now thrust out into the streets of the Court of Shadows, knowing a couple of things. First off, that you are basically free to go, that the Darklings didn't really have a strong representation here, and that they themselves dwell within this city and are forging their own plans. that too, there are some people here in this town that are waiting for you, as a group of devils have a contract for you, and seemingly, well, at least had like a warrant for all y'all, who, with you coming to this town, are now waiting for you to battle it out here in the the combat arena that the Court of Shadows houses, known as the Lunar Crater. And that's about it, I think.
One more thing. People were asking for a particular intro, so I'm gonna roll it, and afterwards we can basically start it.
Fair enough.
Can I do it?
We need a good intro. We need a
Can
good
I do
intro.
it? Shall we play a game?
Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Just for you, Ave. Just for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, as you gaze outward across the steps of this large cathedral, different Gothic structures rise out in front of you. In the ever night sky, different winged creatures fly overhead, and you see a couple of denizens walk the streets of this strange, strange town. What would you like to do?
I look at the rest of the party. Well, was that what we expected or not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sold on this guy, man. He sounds like he's making sense.
I guess that's kind of his power, isn't it?
No, I think it's just making sense.
No.
I'm not sure what his idea behind all of this is. I'm not sure how much influence he has over all of the people, but at least know that he's, well, giving a lot of people a chance to fight in their own ways, either for bad or for evil. I don't think he really cares.
For bad or for evil?
For good or for evil.
Well, same with him. It's just the same.
It's just for bad or for completely
For
evil.
bad or for
right?
evil, yeah.
I'm tired, okay?
Yeah, no. Like,
Rakal looks around as he's carrying under both arms just this heap of armor parts, because it takes like 30 minutes to get back into my armor, so...
oh yeah, that's right. So technically, when you were stripping, like, oh man, we're gonna fight now, you were doing this for 30 minutes.
Oh no,
You were like,
I'm
then
gunning.
we're gonna wrestle.
Putting it on is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Taking off is easier. That's easier.
It takes a lot less. It's in the
I
rules.
think it's still 10 minutes or something.
Well, yeah, I have a flair for the dramatic. That's how it
This is
works.
specifically why Allison was asking, like, hey, are there any people here that are in charge of the Darklings? Because he was like, hey, I can immediately
Yeah.
talk and just have this happen
We
in the
have time.
background.
Like the rest of your party members, like, do you need any help with this girl? No, I have to do this on my own. Clasp.
Like large clumps of dragon.
Yeah.
It's Krakal's way of having to take all of his rings off.
Yeah.
And his earrings.
No, so Grakal's carrying this heap of stuff, and he looks. I am tired. We
So
can meet with devils later. We are safe in city, he said. And with his strength, Grakal believes what he says. So let us find place. Let us sleep. Let us rest. And tomorrow we should decide what to do.
Didn't expect
agree.
to be tired in this new form, but apparently it's still. At least this artifact has an effect on me.
Magic.
Stupid thing. It's really been more of a bother than a help lately.
Nah, well, maybe a little bit. No.
Alright, let's find ourselves an inn and we will talk our plans and discuss
Yeah.
those later.
Grakal want to, and he drops one of his armor parts
Cling, ding, ding.
Raquel went to sleep, and he goes to pick it up, and in the process drops another few. You know how it goes, right?
I'll help you, recall. It's
Can we
fine.
please put them in the bag of holding for now?
Not sure that if it fits.
Smaller pieces will. Just put whatever
I can carry the smaller pieces for him. It's fine.
Talking about carrying, hey Hannah, can I like bump a ride on Melo?
No.
He's like bigger than me, man.
Yeah.
Melo is also tired now. He doesn't really feel like it.
Okay. I have some thoughts about this whole situation, but I think it's better if we rest up first.
Maybe we can take a bath or something.
Man, I'm gonna fall asleep in a bath.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's
That's
find
how
something.
Iroh passed away.
Yeah, precisely. That's how a small
real
man like me passes away. I fall asleep in a bath and I drown.
Right.
That's fair.
Charlie is also just fast asleep right now.
Yeah.
Or his frame froze. I think his frame froze.
Both. Both.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was asleep. I thought he was acting
now
asleep.
his white void is darkened even, so.
I'm back. It's
In the
my
Shadokai,
computer
too.
crashed.
Oh crap.
I'll be right back on the proper screen.
Alright, so you guys will roam the streets looking for an inn. Who is taking on himself to lead this this scurry through the streets?
I would like to nominate Allison because he is a vampire and he is the closest thing to normal person in this town.
Makes sense.
Sure.
Eve, thank you very much.
I'll ask around. Can I find out what the most hospitable place in this?
Go ahead and make a
Court
society
is-
check.
28.
28. All right. So, I'm sorry, Captain. That one's for Eve. As you guys begin to walk through the streets, Dungeon Dad is going to chew, and he's going to savor the taste of the candy. He's going to utter a few words because otherwise it's going to get weird.
Oh my god, you guys, look, on some of the things, it has its eyes closed, and on others, open.
That's very specific.
This
For you to
cow's
mention.
really laughing, man.
That's
I don't know.
Great.
I'm just sharing things while I'm just eating candy.
Is this content? I'm not sure if this is content.
We are content creators, Router. This is content.
We didn't create La Vache qui rit. So, as you guys are stepping outside of the cathedral, stepping off of the halls, you see multiple different cobblestone walkways all throughout the city with black and white plasterwork buildings rising on every corner out of the ground, it seems. Different shady figures making their way through this town. You guys go ahead and are going in search for a nice little inn. Allison, as you begin to walk, first off,
I die.
I'm gonna need Iroh to go ahead and make a reflex saving throw for me, please.
Oh,
Take a -1.
-1 you said?
Yeah, because you're fatigued. You're tired, baby.
Oh, that's... Iroh's tired, but he's not unreflective. That is going to be a 32.
32.
That's with the
All right.
-1. Yeah.
As you guys are yawning and stepping into the streets, Allison, with his new vampiric eyes, trying to ascertain where you guys should go.
Also, I would like to add that a reflex success roll for me is a critical success.
It's a critical success. All right. And as you guys are walking up in the street, a couple of other persons are walking your way, one of which seems to be a somewhat drunk person who then stumbles into you, Iroh, but you can already feel like the hand going places where it shouldn't, at which moment you dastardly get out of the way, and he just stumbles back drunkenly with arms open. Whoops, so sorry, and stumbles further on his way, seemingly escaping narrowly from a pickpocket.
He tried to pickpocket me. He
He
tried
did.
to pick my pockets.
He did indeed.
Could
Because you had a
we
critical success, you realized what happened.
have the money in a bag of holding for now? Because this might probably happen more often, and I don't feel like chasing people that try and pickpocket us.
Yeah, I think that might be smart.
That's fine, yeah.
And Iroh kind of heaves like a pretty big bag out of his bag. Like you guys didn't see this, but
Like one of the 7 dwarves with one of the bags of gold from the mine. Hey ho, hey ho.
it's like. So, where's the bag of holding again?
Here.
Flash!
Okay, I'm gonna have to fit this in with 2 hands.
As you very clearly get this large bag of money from one person to the other and put it in the bag of holding, you look around and you see a couple
Describe
of eyes.
to us what it looks like as it goes into it.
Well, what I'm wondering more is how open you guys are doing this in the middle of the street. As you look around and you see a couple of shady figures, you look into one of the alleyways, and there you can see what seems to be a some sort of animalistic rat-like person, just like
While they do
Up his
this,
nose as
Ricall
he-
makes eye contact.
Yeah,
Deep
we're-
eye
Kirkall makes eye contact as we are doing this very clearly. Like we're even saying, like,
Yeah.
okay, now hold the money a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Okay, hold the money there.
Also,
As you
we're
do-
tired, so we don't think about this
Yeah,
stuff.
we are not thinking about this at all.
You gaze into this alleyway and you can see like one was just slav squatting on the ground and another was leaning against the wall. Like they whisper a few words against each other. One actually has a live rat in his hand and bites the head off of it and begins to eat it, and they begin to walk away further into the alleyway and eventually turn right and
It's
are
the Ozzy Osbourne of the Court of Shadows.
We are making friends. Good.
So
Let's
now that
find
the
an
money
inn.
is safe, let's go find an inn.
As you guys begin to walk further now that the cash is put away. Crystal?
Who's
Yeah,
Crystal,
I
what
don't
are
know
you-
what it
Yeah.
was.
As you guys begin to walk through these different alleyways, Allison, you eventually smell something.
We're still
Crystal, we can
hearing
still
it.
hear it.
It's the CDA, I think.
Huh?
No political ads in my live stream.
Not an hour live stream.
I'm going to find the source of the ticking. Give me a moment.
No, it's not the ticking. We heard voices.
I know it's a Harry Potter reference. Just let me know.
I'm not nerdy enough. As
None
you
of us
guys-
is this Harry Potter related.
We are nerdy enough, just the wrong niche.
As you guys begin to scurry over the cobblestone walkways, making sure that you do not bump into any other unseemingly figures. Allison, eventually you begin to smell something, and as you turn another corner, you begin to hear the very upper class laugh. As you begin to see a bustling tavern, very nice, very quaint, with gilded outlays along the windows, very clear, with different people sitting on tables in the inside. It's like a corner building, so it's nice and quaint. However, all of the individuals inside, you realize, do look a little bit like you, and the fluids that are passed around in wine glasses seems to be a little bit too viscous to just be wine. And the name that you see on top of it is, the Crimson Delight.
Okay.
It's like a bar, but for vampires. It's a vampire bar.
It's a blood bar.
You guys.
Allison looks at the party. Okay, guys, I'll quickly walk in, ask if they also serve non-vampires, and I'll be
mean-
back.
I'm just here wondering if vampires are suddenly a metaphor for queer people. But you go ahead.
I'm sorry?
I'll walk in.
Like they need to have their own bar. and
Before
stuff.
Allison
we.
walks
I
in,
should say we.
They
before
drink
Allison
blood.
walks in,
Like, they need... They need their own bar because they drink something completely different.
I feel like it's forced segregation. I feel sorry for
Shut
vampires
up.
now.
Well, you say for
feel sorry for
segregation,
you.
but before Allison walks in, Iroh actually holds him a little bit. Like, well, I don't know if I am comfortable drinking in a bar where everyone only wants to drink one thing and it's inside of me, which also is a reference to a gay bar, but that's a whole different story.
Guys,
But
I told you we already were at the cringe level before we started the stream.
but I don't know if I'm comfortable in a bar where everybody wants to drink my blood.
fair enough. We'll search further. Skip this one.
You are getting thirsty, Allison.
Yeah, try and ignore it.
All right. As you begin to walk further, another alleyway comes out, and eventually you find another establishment that holds the name of the Raven's Nest. And you can see that the sign outside is just a blackened raven just hanging outside, and it does seem good enough. It's another building. All of the buildings here in the Court of Shadows are all like very hunched together, as if you're walking through like the old downtown London. So this building also is not really wide, but 3 stories tall and also crooked over a little bit with black stonework, a little bit matted windows because they are not really cleaned that often, it seems. And as you step in, you can see that there's nothing but like a 5-foot like streep of space with a couple of booths near the windows, and then the bar crooked against that, and then on the backside you see a very steep staircase turning upward, probably towards a couple of rooms, you figure.
Will this one do?
Yeah, I think so.
Depends on what you need, I guess. As a figure steps out of a hole in the ground, it seems that this place also has some sort of a cellar, as the lid is closed again, as you see a individual that you realize what race it is. This is a Shadokai, one of the elves that live within the Shadowfell, with completely bald, shaven, gray skin, large pointed ears, and what seems to be like some simple merchant's clothes. He gets up and he has a little bit of some sort of liquid on his hands, and he does it off with one of his cloths that he is hanging from his apron, and then he steps towards the bar and says, "What can I get you at the Raven's Nest?"
Mainly some rooms to rest, and if you sell it, information. We're new here.
Maybe a bath.
Well, we do have a room for a bath. I can get you one of those for 2 copper, but you do seem a little bit out of touch. Tell you what, I'll sell you some rooms. You tell me who you are, and we'll see about that selling of information.
Very well.
Rooms with big beds. Beds always too small for Gurkal. And one to sleep. Now, Allison will tell other things.
Won't be any different here, I'm afraid. Beds aren't too big. Not at least for your stature. I guess you can push 2 of them together, but it'll cost you extra.
We'll
Gurkal
take
looks
it.
at Iroh.
Please.
So be it. Yeah, no problem.
Very well. Yeah, this is going to be 5 silver pieces instead of 4. So.
All right, so Gurkal, people that want to sleep, go ahead. I'll see what information I can find. Please have my coffin in a room as well, so I can just walk in if I want.
Oh yeah,
We
we
have
can
coffin
have 4
rooms.
beds now.
Oh, nice. Have that one. All right. People want to stay with me? Or everyone's sleeping?
I'm going to take a bath.
I'm going to take my bed.
Gurkal pats Allison on the back softly as he walks by towards his bedroom. He is going to sleep, and he has never in his life before been this tired, so yeah.
As Allison sits at the bar, you guys have discussed this with the bartender. You hear upstairs, as one of the beds from one of the rooms is pushed into the other one to make room for the coffin in the first room, and eventually everything quiets down a little bit. A warm bath is drawn for Hannah, in which she can soak. Melo does not leave her side, not really trusting anything in this entire dimension of space. As Iroh and Grukal go to bed, do you guys wish to have at least a little bit of food in your belly before you do so?
I don't.
I do.
Well, Iroh would never say no to that.
All right.
No, Grukal skips food.
Fair enough. The food that you can get here in the Raven's Nest is about what you would expect in the Shadowfell. It's technically food, all a little bit dull-colored. For you, Hannah, the vegetables that you can get here is like a mixture of different hard roots and carrots. Not any leafy vegetables, but
Hannah eats meat as well.
Oh, Hannah eats meat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were a veterinarian. In that case, you do get a little bit of some grayscale fish with it as well, but no real meats of land animals can be served here to you, or Iroh in that case. However, the watered down meat that you are served with is at least a little bit of a taste. However, as you are eating here, you begin to realize once again that you are in the Shadowfell, and every bite is just... You're not enjoying your meal. It's just effort to keep you alive at this moment.
So as people are eating, going to bed, etc., going into a bath, Allison just stays there. So walks up to the bar after a while, sits there. All right, who we are? We're called the Pack. We are honored guests of the court.
No such thing as an honored guest, says the bartender as he gets out a what you call it, like the stone bottles.
Jug?
A jug, yeah, I guess. I think another word, but it doesn't really matter. Like a large jug with a very, very thick cork in it, and as he pulls it out, Allison, you realize what is inside this, and as a viscous liquid is poured into a wooden cup and is slid over you across the bar.
Is this human or animal?
Do you care?
Try to.
Animal will cost you extra then.
Very well.
Hold up. The one that should be easier to to get is the what?
In a city full of people? The one that is the morally correct choice? Nah, man. Humanoid blood is easier to come by. How do you think like beggars and such live on these streets?
Well, fair. I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just laughing about the whole
predicament.
This is not a morally good place by any stretch of the word. Another jug gets poured in. You do dislike the smell and taste of it a little bit more than what the bartender at first had put here on the table, but you at least can take the moral high ground in this establishment and take a sip and feel that the thirst is never really quenched, but it does subside so you can focus on other things.
Thank you. So, for now, we have been teleported here by the court arcanist, and we have no idea the lay of the land or anything in that matter. Would you indulge me?
The lay of the lands? Or the lay of the city, you mean?
Basically.
Well, the city itself is moving from time to time. Right now, you're in an area known as the Shadow Weald below us. Every day, different shadow dragons of the Nightwing Dragonflight taxi different people on and off this piece of rock to do whatever business they have. The city itself split up in different districts, but the most important thing that you need to know is that buildings here are changing hands now and again.
In general, these districts, are they governed by specific ancestries or are they very mixed?
Most of them are mixed, but what are you looking for?
Just trying to figure out how this place operates. In general, I figure if this court houses so many different, organizations, sub-organizations in it, that they might not just intertwine all that much. It might be, secluding to themselves for most of the time.
Well, you said you wanted to buy information.
How much will it cost?
$5 gold.
What kind of questions will be answered?
All that I can. The lay of the land.
Deal. Put it on the tab. We will be staying.
No, I think I'll need that up front, thank you.
Do you really need me to go upstairs, wake my angry friends right now?
The halfling has ate my food.
If you want your information, that's where you need to get it.
Is Hannah still around?
Hannah's taking a bath upstairs.
Well, I walk upstairs.
Bum, 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 bum. Doors opened. Iroh is already fast asleep.
Is the bag of holding, where is it?
By my side, next to the
Oh,
bar.
Hannah's side, excuse me.
I will knock on the door of the bath.
Melo gets up.
What was it?
I need the bag of holding,
Why?
because I need to buy information. And the money is in there. Could you shop a few
Fine.
coins over here?
I guess, and I get some and throw it to the
you
door.
need to get out of the bath for that.
Really?
Yeah,
but
of course.
No, but it's next to the bath because I want it to be closed.
Yeah, but the door's
The
closed.
door is closed.
Dang it! Okay, I'll get out of the bath.
So you get out of the bath.
Jeez.
No. Make her roll for will to see if she can really do that. You know.
Fair. Maybe I just fall
That's
asleep
true.
again.
Go ahead and make a will save.
Oh god.
Oh, that's not high. Well, it's still 20.
20. As a true hero of the land, if you wish, you can muster the mental fortitude to step out of the bath into the cold and get a couple of coins for this vampire dude.
Oh, it's cold as well, isn't it? Oh no!
Have you ever had a bath? When you get out of the bath, it's cold.
Well, no, the trick is you stay in the bath till the bath is cold and then you get out so the rest of the room is warm
But the
again.
bath is warm now.
Dang
It's not
it!
yet cold. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the bath anymore.
Mux be like, I just need 5 gold. Do we really need to do this?
You created this problem!
I didn't make Pathfinder 2nd edition. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Fine. I'll get out.
Alright.
But
So,
yeah.
so
I
you
take
take.
I'm happy about it.
So you take 6 points of temporary cold damage,
That's
and
fair.
not really like lowering your HP, but it just feels as if you had taken 6 cold damage because it's just so not nice at all.
Especially
However,
in the
you do get out of
Shadowfell.
the bath. Yeah, you do get out of the bath, get into the bag of holding, get a couple of coins out, open the door for just slightly, throw them out the door into Allison's lap, quickly
You
close
can
the door again, and then
You can see a hand that's a bit more red than it was before. And then
Thank you.
All right.
And I walk back down.
Go ahead and make a reflex save. See if you fall down the stairs.
Are we gonna do this all night?
Just
24.
this one. 24. Okay, you don't fall down the stairs. However, as you get down, eventually the gold coins are put on the table, and as quickly as they apparate, they also vanish as this Shadokai bartender just whips them away. Now, about your questions. You asked me the lay of the land, and that's quite a difficult question to answer here in these streets.
I might imagine, that's why I'm asking.
You see, with all the different freedom that is brought here, there isn't as much order. And different gangs fight for territory, well, even
All the
more than
time.
any city that you came from. There are different organizations that try to push each other away, try to get more power, land. Is there anything that you yourself specifically are searching for?
The
You wanna know these
dragons
gangs?
and the Darklings. Where do they reside?
Ah. Well, for the dragons, you need to get down in the catacombs. Catacombs are no fun places to be. It's better here up top, I can tell you that. But not all are so fortunate. Different, well, they call themselves the sewer rats. Different groups of were rats that have been bundled up there, making their way through whatever nooks and cranny they can find to scavenge anything left behind by somebody sad enough to be stabbed in an alleyway somewhere here. Look, the Crescent King might say that no killings on these streets are allowed, but God knows they still happen. His custodians can only look so far, you know?
Figured as much. So
But
those
up top
were
here-
rats, some people to pay mind to. Are they any strong fighters, or are they just thieves?
The sewer rats? Nah,
Yeah.
the sewer rats are just thieves. They don't try to
Oh.
go out in the open to combat as much. You will have to watch out for the Black Hunt, though. The Black Hunt is a group of werewolves who... not even a gang anymore now. They now actually have a seat at the court with the Crescent King himself. They are always looking for a good fight. Right now they operate out of a tavern known as the Hair of the Dog.
I heard that lycanthropy was affected by certain things on the prime material plane. How does this work in the Shadowfell?
Sorry, come again, what was your question?
Lycanthropy, in general, it's
Mhm.
affected by moonlight, that kind of stuff, in full moons, etc. in the prime material plane. How does this work in the Shadowfell?
Oh, right. Wow, you really aren't from here, are you?
Nope.
Look, the reason that we're all here is for the gifts that the Crescent King offered us. Normally, during a full moon, were creatures turn into a frenzy. But with the cool dark within themselves, every were creature that pledges allegiance and praise to the Crescent King can have this cool dark inside him to make sure that those things do not happen.
You say pray, as in,
Well,
is he seen
yeah,
as some
worship.
kind of deity? Interesting.
well, as close as it gets. I mean, the court has priests.
A demigod.
Some would call him that, I guess. Does it really matter? The guy's results. That's why we're here.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Look, but you yourself, you're not part of the cult, are you? No, of course not. You don't know what that is.
I can't imagine vampires, if you just look at me.
The cult of Bobath Sith is another prominent group within the city limits. They rally behind different... They see themselves as this dark mirror to the Feywild, with vampires made from elven bloodlines and other fey creatures.
Is Carlisle Nictus part of them?
He is, or was, it's hard to say. He's getting closer and closer with the Crescent King throughout, well, always, I guess. But he's still among them. He's still a part of the cult. If not because he's really involved with it, then as a connection for the cult to the king directly, to make sure that they are protected. But beneath the city in the catacombs, if you get deep enough, there you will find the Nightwing Dragonflight. You've probably got here on those wings as well, haven't you?
We have.
Yeah, even the teleportation magic of the Arcanist is not precise enough to make sure that we can teleport anybody up here. Well, except for the Crescent King. He does wield that sort of power, I think. Deep within the catacombs nestles a large shadow dragon known as a Censor. The father of the Nightwing, as they call him. The deeper you get, the closer you get to his real domain. There are some whispers, actually, that the power of the Crescent King is kept in check a bit by him, and that they struggle for some power, or the Crescent King just allows him to nestle in there, but just be sure to not delve too deep within this piece of rock, or you might find yourself to be dragon food above anything else.
Well, or the dragons will become food of ours. Depends.
Hey, who am I to say where you must go and stand? As long as you pay your tab before you leave, that is.
Very fair.
Now, you came through to your word, I have my gold. Is there anything else that you need
The Darklings.
to know? The Darkling houses. They have been scattered for a long, long time, but they've been starting to get some territory of their own. It seems that the Crescent King has looked upon them with a little bit of favor, more than other people.
Any idea why?
Not really. Perhaps because they themselves were looking for a savior, and he can offer exactly what they need, that he finds good subjects within them. Or perhaps he just thinks that their cause is really just. It's hard to know what that guy is thinking, you know?
Alright. Where do they reside?
Well, right now the districts are laid out in a sort of pie around the cathedral and the lunar crater in the middle of town. And as he gets out like a piece of paper and begins to scratch a little bit, he can point like, you are here. You would want to go right up to the edge of the city, where some buildings have actually fallen to ruin with hits that the city has taken throughout the ages. But here, you will find the Darkling houses. Currently, you're being led by House Felwind. So if you ask for those names, you're probably going to be somewhere in the vicinity of a good place.
Felwind was not. Was Felwind the vampire
No, sorry,
dude?
that was Count Fairwind.
Fairwind. Okay, I was just. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right.
That's where you get to make up names. You begin to realize that certain syllables sound very well together, and then you use them in multiple different places.
Yeah, figures. All right. We are also on a ghost hunt, so to speak. Any people with expertise on this matter?
On ghosts? Well, I don't know on ghosts per se, but there are enough practitioners of magics here within the Court of Shadows. We have the Deathbenders, a group of necromancers that operate from here. They would be your best bet for those kinds of, well, let's just say if you don't want to get in bed with necromancy, there are some other smaller establishments here throughout town that at least know something of magic, and if you ask around, Who knows? Haunts sprout up within the city limits as fast as, well, anything. And some mercenaries in the town do make a pretty dime to clear out buildings from previous inhabitants, alive or dead,
You
so that no one can take their place.
You speak of mercenaries. Are there any guilds that offer payment for, well, quests?
Well, every gang, I guess. No real mercenary guilds, but every gang has its own agenda and will offer work to anybody that seems trustworthy enough to take on the job.
Very well. So the necromancers, any other, well, party that might know a little bit more about this? We're specifically looking for ghosts with a high skill in magic, so to speak.
Not that I know of, but I guess you could ask around. Should be located right over here. It's called Tenebrus Arcanum. It's a wizard shop of sorts. The guy behind the shop, his name is Quaylon. He should know at least a lot of wizardry practices here within the city. He would be your best bet to know anything on those matters, I guess.
Are ghosts frequently formed here in the city?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Is there a specific force that drives them away?
Force that drives them away?
Well, in general, I would reckon if this is such a frequent, well, happening, that there might be some parties that want to make benefit from this, right?
Well, yeah, like I said, all of the guilds.
Very well. All right. In that case, we'll just have a talk with some of the guilds, it seems. Anything else that you feel like, hey, an adventurer might want to know this?
Is there anything that you need? Like, I can see that you have enough coin on your person.
And just for reference, they mean need.
You know, I can acquire some things if you need something.
Yeah, for now, I think for now we're good. We'll, maybe later, maybe tomorrow, when I'm no longer this tired. I thought of a couple new things. Thanks for the information.
Glad to be of aid. As he says these words, his eyes drift off as the door to the small establishment opens up. Ding! And you think back on all the different things that you have seen here in this city as you walk through it. And one of the things that you also saw were different imps flying around. The person that now steps through these doors with red pointed skin, cloven hooves as feet, a beard full of spiked tendrils and two horns protruding from its head, with two burning red eyes, a large wicked glaive on the back, and a mismatched piece of plate armor patched together over his body, which seems to be bolted into its very flesh. Clawed hands step towards you and sits down on the chair beside you. Bartender, drink. Right away.
Mr. Devil.
So you are here now. My mistress has commanded we do battle. But as we are also guests within this city. The lunar crater waits for your arrival. I am
We are-
here to make sure that you will come.
We are aware of the invitation, and don't worry, tomorrow we'll be there. Any specific time, or at least, is there any specific time in the Shadowfell when you want us there? I'm very tired, and I'm not really in the mood of talking with you right now.
Your dissident tone will leave your lips soon enough. He quickly finishes his drink. We will be ready for when you are.
Don't underestimate us, buddy. Maybe your master is strong enough to kill us, but we faced worse than you.
We shall see. The door slams shut behind him. Friend of yours?
Something made a pact with devils that they now apparently hunt us. We live a interesting life.
It seems you do.
Anyway, any particular things I need to know about this arena? Any magic that's bound to it?
No, but the lunar crater is always more than it seems. Things are hidden within the arena every time, at different places. Some that benefit you, some that don't.
So, okay. So it's not really a coliseum, it's more of a labyrinth? What is it?
It's a coliseum, but within it is more than just an empty sandpit. Different palisades or towers are set up every time. Different traps are laying about. And different boons to aid you in combat as well. Or the other party.
Very well. Is there any money made over there as well? Or is it just to settle, well, disputes?
Bets are always made, I guess. But off the books. On paper,
Is there
it's
anything
nothing
on the
more
books?
than a place. On paper, it's nothing more than a place to settle people's differences.
Very well. So, we heard that there were particular laws here in the city. We haven't really been elaborated on these. Would you be so kind?
Don't attack the custodians. Don't attack anybody else. Don't steal people's shit.
Sounds like rules of a normal city to me. Didn't really expect that.
Normal enough. But still, a lot of rules don't apply here either. If there is some wicked form of power that you are not allowed to wield outside of these walls, within them, you will be safe with it.
Is that why you are here?
Why? I'm just making a living in here.
Very well. Is that why most people are here?
You'll have to ask them, I guess.
Well, at least this place intrigues me. I will see myself to my coffin. It's interesting not having to say bed anymore.
Have a good rest.
Thank you.
And welcome to the court.
Have a good night.
With a load of new information under your belt, Allison and the rest of the party members all make their way to their bedchambers and eventually find rest. Now, I need to look something up real quick.
Stealth check, frat boys.
Can we place our bag of holding within the bag of holding? Just.
The bag of holding within the bag of holding.
I'm the second bag of holding.
I will probably cuddle it.
Right.
Mm,
Well,
snuggle.
Hannah, you, as you turn to your bedchambers, have the bag of holding with you.
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
I place it under the. I want it like right next to me.
Okay, like with you in bed.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to cuddle it.
Very well.
One last question when I go up before I basically leave. How safe are we in here, or do I need to set up a guard?
Look, I don't know how many enemies you have in this town. If you have none, you're safe.
Quite a lot of people that look funny at us. Just want to be safe.
Again, all depends on how many friends and enemies you have made. I can't tell you how safe you are within these walls.
How strong are your locks?
What, my locks? Do you really think that you can have a building here without good locks?
That's what I'm asking.
Look, dude. My locks are fine.
Good.
What do you want me to say?
Nothing more. Thank you. All right. And Allison will also start and rest.
All right. Then, at this moment, I would like Grikal, Allison, and Iro to all go ahead and make perception checks with a -5 penalty.
And a -1, right?
No, that's including the -1.
Oh, fair enough.
Because being unconscious gives you a -4. So with the fatigued, it's a -5 in total.
Grikal is fast asleep. Natural 1.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
24 for Iro.
24. All right.
Natural 16 for me. Ends up with a -4 on, I think, 31.
31. Very well. All right. So.
Still weird for me to just be laying in a coffin. It's like, okay.
All right. So, as you guys are fast asleep, in the deep of night, Allison, you do hear, ever so slightly, some ticking at the window.
Okay. Is it within the establishment or outside?
You're lying in your coffin. You hear ticking on a window.
I very slowly start opening it. The coffin.
All right. Do you want to be stealthy about it? Like, do you
Yeah.
want to peek? All right. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Natural 19. So that's a 34.
34. All right. So, as you slowly open your coffin, you peek outside, and there you can see, quite agilely, I might add, outside of the building, hanging upside down, one of these were-rats that you saw before. And you can see that as they are working your lock, the guy is handing, oh wait, that would be that way, handing his thieves' tools, and then from another person gets like handed new tools as they begin to work. Eventually they do look at your coffin for a moment and then continue their operation.
What I would like to do is basically get next to the wall, have my weapon ready, and basically if he opens the lock.
They are looking at your coffin, so if you're really gonna open your coffin, it will be in plain sight. It doesn't matter how high your stealth check is. If you have line of sight, that's
Okay,
you
fair
can't
enough.
hide. You can jump them. You can wait until they get inside if you'd like.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit for them to start opening, or for one person to get in. Basically.
Okay. So you just tell me when you would wish to act. As these were-rats are working their magic, eventually they begin to twiggle a little bit more. And Iro, you hear at this moment from your bed the window open, and just a little breeze coming through.
Oh man. Oh, why didn't I lock the windows? And I tried to get out of my bed to close the window. I mean, it's chilly inside, and I want to close my window.
All right. As you do, you get up. Window's open. And walk towards the window. Close it. Put the handle on. Right this time. You walk back to bed.
Are we in the same room or are we in different rooms?
Different rooms.
Oh, okay. That does change a little bit. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. In that case, I will. Basically, if he's trying a little bit longer, and I kind of hear a clicking noise, I will rush out. And basically, if he tries to climb out inside, I will try and cut off his hands.
So basically, as soon as the lock picking succeeds and the window opens.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying. Okay. So Ira, you go back to bed. No. All right. And you continue back to sleep, seemingly unaware of what is happening. On the other side, eventually, as Allison is peeking out, and eventually you can see the window starting to open. What do you do?
I wait for him to climb in.
All right. He opens the window. The figure goes up for a moment, and then ever so deftly jumps inside.
As he jumps in, I rush out of my coffin, and I will run at him and...
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a perception check to see how fast you guys both are. Ooh. That's a 25 on his part, but I don't think that'll be
30
enough.
for me.
All right, so you are quicker than this were-rat, who's just jumped inside. You can see he's wearing some sort of blackened leathers. He actually has a hood over his face to obscure like who he is and what he's doing. Different pouches on the side. No real weaponry that you can see, just tools. And you have the jump on him.
So, as that's happening, how far away are the rooms from the other people?
Oh, it's all very, very cramped together. So, like your door, and then right next to it is another door, and then another door, and then another one after that. So they are all like rooms that are nothing more than like 10 by 10 feet max, probably a little bit less than that. So
I will yell out, "Fuck! Being robbed!" And I will rush towards the guy and basically try and close the window.
Okay.
Make sure that he
Alright.
cannot leave.
All right.
I want to make a message out of this to all of the other fucking were-rats that they do not have to try again.
All right. So for this, I would like everybody to go ahead and roll perception checks. Allison will start us off, and then the rest of you will join the initiative order as well.
Still with the -4 for those asleep?
-5.
Minus
For those
5.
asleep.
Right.
That's an 18 for me.
18.
28.
28.
We have a -5.
Yeah, I rolled a 16 and it's plus 17.
Oh,
Nice.
damn, bro.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay, so I rolled terribly again, so that's gonna be a 14.
14. All right. So Allison and Hannah are up first, then our thievy little friends, and then Iroh and Grakal. So, Allison, you jump out of the coffin. That'll be one action. You have 2 actions left.
Basically, I'll shout that, and then basically I rush towards where the window is, and I close it.
All right. Yeah, I'll give the shouting as a free action while you are doing this, because you're just jumping out of your coffin and tumbling through the room to the window side, and then the window is closed, at which moment you can see like another were-rat thief on the outside looking inside and realizing that there might be some trouble as his friend is now on the inside. Hannah, you instinctively just jump up awake, already feeling that you needed to protect your bag of holding. It seems that even in your sleep you were a little bit on edge, and you are at the ready to do whatever you want.
Oh. I am not prepared for this kind of stuff, so I'm just going to turn into an aerial form.
So
Instincts! Instincts!
you are
Wrong
in
instincts.
you are in a very small like hotel room, like
Yeah.
very very small. And so you turn into your arrow like sort of pterodactyl like form.
No, I'll go for the bird.
All right, so
No, the wasp. The wasp.
the wasp. So you now turn into a large creature, right?
I think medium.
Medium.
So it's
okay.
fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, as you turn into this blood-red, angry wasp, here in the darkness of the Shadowfell, it has like this gray-black tint to it. It looks murderous AF, and it begins to hover in the space, but also you begin to bump into the wall, and like the one small end table that next to it, it's fallen over. The bag of holding itself, you're glad that it morphed into your new being because it was something you were carrying, because otherwise that thing would have scattered as well. And in your new wasp eyes, you see in all different facets the door being still closed. So you use 2 actions to turn into a wasp. What do you do with your 3rd action?
Can I try and open the door?
Go ahead and make an athletics check for me as the wasp.
Dang it.
This is a
Wait.
good game.
Is there someone at my window as well or not? Do I have a window?
You look, and outside your window, it seems that nobody's there.
Okay, well that's neat.
Go
Just
to the
making-
glass. Leave like a wasp-shaped crack in the glass.
Do that as well.
Wait, you said acrobatics, right?
Athletics, please, because this is
Athletics.
you're not gonna tumble through a door. You're just gonna have to break it open, I'm afraid.
I can't really find what my athletics would be.
What do you have on your die?
I rolled a 19.
19. All right. For the sake of this, we'll say that indeed, like these doors, they just have simple locks. Like it's mostly the outside that they try to protect. And with that, this wasp bumps into the door. It breaks open. You are now bumping around in a very small hallway, and you can see the door behind which Allison should be, sleeping, resting, but now is shouting. All right. So that's what Hannah is doing.
Oh, and Melo follows me.
Oh, and Melo follows you as well. Very well. Then, the were-rat thief, the sewer rat, if you will, is going to use his freak out ability. Now, he is looking at you. First up, let me just roll him a will save. Okay, yeah. So he rolls very high.
Oh.
He has enough movement. You can just hear him say, "Shit!" And he sidesteps you and tries to just jump out of the window. So he is going to try and break through the glass.
Is that a tumble through? Or what is that?
I guess. You are blocking the window.
Yeah.
So that will be a tumble through first. So he's going to try and tumble through you with a. That's going to be a 22.
Against what is this?
Tumble through. Good question. Rules.
I've only performed it myself, but never had someone try and tumble through me.
Tumble through.
Against reflex DC.
Reflex DC?
Yeah, 22.
No. 29.
All right. So failure. Your movement ends, and your trigger reactions as if you had moved out of the square you started in. All right. So if you had any attacks of opportunity, this would be the time to do it. But he just tries to sidestep you. It doesn't work. So he's just going to try and do the same, because he needs to get the fuck out of here. That's a natural 2 on his die, so that won't work. So he's just.
I grin. Oh, you should not have done this.
He then looks behind him and just steps to the door and tries to go ahead and open the door.
Wouldn't try that.
That's the last thing that he can do. So after that, we have Iroh and Grakal. Iroh, what do you do?
I sleep. No.
You sleep?
Yeah. I don't know if Iroh wakes up from the Iroh. Can Iroh hear Allison yell?
Yeah, Allison yelled very, very loud. So we'll say that you indeed did hear him, and you
Probably
you
everyone in this establishment is awake right now.
Yeah.
Then in that case, Iroh grumpily wakes up. He's like, I'm really not in the mood for this. And he grumpily gets out of bed, going to mountain stands, and then have a look around to see if he can see anyone. Can I make a perception check if I can see anyone in my room?
Sure.
Cool. Ooh, that's a 28.
28. You look outside your window, and you do see just like somebody peeking in, and then like, oh fuck, turning its head back again. Somebody's outside your window.
I go towards my window.
All right. You're in mountain stance, so that's all you can do. You are at the ready at your window. Your window is still closed, by the way, now.
Yeah, that's true. I closed it.
All right. And Grakal, what do you want to do this evening?
Well, Grakal's eyes first open on the side. What does he see?
You see a beautiful empty chamber with you on 2 beds. The beds have shifted a little bit outside of each other, so you're not as comfortable as you started this evening. But for the rest, nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Nothing outside of the window. All right.
No, I rolled, and you guys were lucky.
Fair enough. All right, so Grakal, so what is the walls, right? The walls between my room and the next. What is it made of?
Wood.
Okay.
There is a door, Grakal. There is a door.
I suppose I'll use the door. That's fair. All right, Grakal bursts through the door, just whoosh, knocks it open. As he spends his first action just running as far as he can towards Allison's room.
Yeah, it's just one large step out of your room and then one step towards the door of Allison. All the rooms are very, very cramped together on this very, very tiny hallway. Like you have like the stairs coming up and then like a walkway just curved around it, and on that hallway the different rooms are situated. So it's really all very, very, very cramped together. Like all of this is in the space of, I think, like 15 by 15 feet. 20 by 20 feet total, and that's it.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Very small establishment that you found.
So I just immediately charge into Allison's room with my whole term, I suppose.
I would, however, assume that Allison did lock his room.
Yes, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. So you can unlock your room with one deft turn of the key, and then you come to Allison's room, and that one is closed. And
no, I charge him.
Open.
Who said anything about handles?
Fair enough. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me. Like this is the fun thing about Pathfinder. Like certain things, because you're now 8th level, are just things that happen.
Yeah.
For example,
that is a 25 total.
There you go. For example, objects do not level, they do not scale. So a 25 is just going to obliterate this door now. So at the moment, as this were-rat on the other side is grasping the handle of the door, Grakal just comes in and bursts through. The door is nothing but small wooden planks and splinters, as the were-rat is now holding nothing in his hand but the handle, and he is now looking up against this large dragonborn body with crimson scales and colored spikes on its head, still only in his loincloth as some dragonborn barbarian. And the were-rat is just frozen in place at this moment. That will be your turn.
Yeah, makes sense.
That will be your turn. So at this moment,
Perfect.
Allison,
Now,
backup has arrived.
just sit in the corner and let's talk, shall we?
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. Grakal can aid by just standing there.
Deal. 22. So that's a +1 for you.
So I don't have any intimidation, but in general, I want him to save his own life. So I want to persuade him to not kill himself, basically.
Fine, diplomacy it is.
Thank you. So
Just as once.
Yeah. In that case, that's a 12 plus 14 is 26. Was there a +1 from Grakal or not?
Yes.
27.
All right. With that, the rare rat looks behind you through the window, can see that his one friend is also vanished, and he just clink, drops the handle on the floor and gets his hands up and just slowly walks over to the bed and sits on it with his hands up.
Thank you very much.
At which moment, you can hear coming up the stairs, boom, 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 boom. The bartender, the Shadokai, with a crossbow at the ready. What the fuck just happened here? What did you guys do?
We were being robbed by this guy. He's all yours. But we do want to question him too.
For fuck's sake, I need my sleep, man. He gets the bolt off his crossbow, unloads it safely, and just hands it, just holds it in his hand as he also steps up.
This is basically why I ask about your locks, just so you know.
Look, my locks are fine, okay? But if you get anybody enough time, just whatever.
Well, buddy, we have ourselves a little bit of predicament now, don't we? Want to talk?
What do you want to know?
Well, we probably know why you're... Is this the same guy that we saw in the alleyway, or is this another way?
Difficult to see. At this moment, Hannah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was actually.
I'm
just
so
going to say
confused.
that Call is going to check on Hannah.
No, Hannah, you don't have to check on Hannah. Hannah is in the same small corridor as you in a giant wasp form, just bumping around in this small space.
I'm just going to lay on the ground in my wasp form, just in case I still need it. And if something happens, I'll attack, and if nothing happens, I'll just lay here.
So Hannah is just a giant fly on the wall.
Yeah.
So I suppose
Except for
it's also
underground.
a giant red wasp because her animal shapes keep the color she has.
That's what I said.
Right.
So... Iroh's not gonna come out of his room with a wasp that is the size of him. even though he knows that it's Hannah, it's just bloody creepy for him. So he's just not gonna
Bigger
confront
than you.
this. Especially not when he's gonna be waked up for this.
Bigger than you.
Yeah, bigger than you.
It's
Medium,
bigger
not
than me.
small.
That's not good. That's no good for a wasp. Like, look, bigger than me, like a dinosaur or something, no problem. But a wasp, that's creepy, man. That's really creepy.
That is indeed.
No problem.
It's like Danny DeVito being bigger than you, being like, "Hey, I want something from you."
Take that back to DeVito as a god.
Oh, he
So-
is. It's just weird if he's big.
Guys, remember the cringe? Remember the cringe?
So, what I'm wondering is, do you want to live?
Of course I want to live.
All right. We want to not be bothered by your kin ever again. Is there some kind of arrangement that we could make?
You are not to be trifled with. It is understood.
What kind of ranking do you have in your organization?
High enough.
High
Look,
enough.
I can get these words out. Don't you worry. I will make sure that nobody within the sewer rats bothers you ever again.
Very well. How much do you know about this town? Probably a lot.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about the Darklings that reside here.
Well, I know, yes. What do you wish to know of them?
Probably you've tried and steal from them too, right? Any weaknesses?
The weaknesses are... I will tell you this, and then you will let me go?
After we're done talking, you're free to go. We're not murder hobos.
So if I tell you this, you will let me leave?
I will let you leave. Like, for me, there's no reason to kill you on the spot, because then your people just try and hunt us any day. For me, it's a little bit more convenient to let you go and just have you tell your people that they should stay the fuck away from us. Okay?
I will tell them. I will tell them.
Good.
All right. I will tell you this, and then I can go.
Very well.
The buildings on the outskirts of town, they can be scaled from the outside. If you can climb, you can get there. Not many people come all the way to the edge. Too risky, dangerous, crumbling rock. But if you dare, you can get in within their districts. On the outside, they have people watching. They fight for place within the city. Is not safe, so they keep watch. If you wish to get in, sewers, catacombs, no good. They keep watch there too. But outside the city, you can scale and get in. Can
Very
I
well.
go now?
Said after our conversation. We're still talking.
I told you what you wanted. You said you would leave. You said you would let me leave after I told you. I have told you.
I said we would let you go after we had our conversation. You
You
assumed
said that if I would tell the...
Do you want to live or not? Keep those fangs to yourself.
Speak.
Anything else we want to know, guys?
What is he saying?
Looking at Grakal.
Grakal looks over at it.
I want to go back to sleep or eat it.
Very well. Go back to
Let
bed.
me know which one you choose.
You can go to bed.
Yes.
Do you have anything on you to pay off the damage you have caused to the establishment here? I think our nice establishment owner does not like that all the doors have been broken here. All the locks have been picked.
He steps around Grakal, looks at the splintered doors. Two splintered doors, both from Hannah and from Grakal. And he steps just around. Yeah, let's take a look here. And he just begins to pat down this figure and gets eventually to a pouch that he snaps off. He looks in, gets the were-rat by the throat and just pushes up. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Slow night. Early. Fine then.
Will it cover?
No, wait. He looks, and the were-rat also has like an earring in, and he just gets it and like snaps it off, and like a little bit of blood begins to drip out. Gets the small pouch with the earring, puts it away, looks at all of you. We're even.
Good. Get this guy,
Get
out,
this
of
guy
here.
out of here. Right. He walks over to the window, opens it, and the guy takes a couple of steps and then jumps out into the night. Have a good night.
You too.
Hannah turns back into her normal form and just walks back to her bed.
Hannah, do you want me to keep the bag of holding in my coffin? I think it's a lot harder to steal from there than from your bed.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Yeah, of course, yeah. And I give the bag.
Very well.
I'll keep it in my coffin. Yeah.
All right. And with that, the rest of this tumultuous evening comes to a close. As all of you do get, eventually, a night's rest. The bath that Hannah had taken helped a little bit. However, with everything that's been going on, with this disturbance in the middle of the night, your dreams do become a little bit restless. Is it only what happened? Or is this place beginning to play its tricks on you once again? I would like Grakal, Iroh, and Hannah to all make will saves for me, please.
I'm not affected. Yay!
No, you're just fucked up all in your own, so.
All right, rolling with that plus 12, maybe.
I'm
Does that
rolling
switch?
my halfling luck.
All right.
That's fair.
That's better.
Maybe I want to use one of my.
30.
Nice.
The same for me.
Nice.
Guess I'll use a hero point. Yeah, I'm gonna use one of those. Fair enough. That is a total of 28.
28. All right. Even though this dark, creepy place is trying to get a hold of all of your minds, it doesn't really seem to be able to grasp it. Perhaps it's been the experience that you already have with this place once before, knowing what it can do. Perhaps it's your mental fortitude just growing with you as a person. But right now, the detrimental effects of living in this dark, desolate place do not seem to have any effect on anybody. And with that, eventually, this evening comes to an end. And with it, the morning comes to you.
All
Or
right.
whatever morning resembles in the.
Even at this
Shadow
moment,
fell.
you gaze outside, and the perpetual, everlasting nightscape is unchanged.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm not sure how you guys are feeling, but I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Oh, Grakal couldn't sleep, so he's already been. Well, he couldn't sleep past a few hours into the morning for some reason. So he's already been up for a while, eating, waiting, armored.
I was still a bit tired, but yeah. Cranky that he had to get up, and Iroh is not really convinced that it wasn't just all a dream.
But then you look,
why
you
would
see two
why would Hannah
splintered
be a big
doors.
wasp? That makes so little sense.
And
so
where was
big.
Melo in all this?
He was
Little
behind
Buck-
me. Yeah.
Nah, I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
Imagine a wasp riding a panther that's like both are larger than they should be.
I would be
It's
afraid
terrifying.
of the wasp would sting the panther. But Iroh walks up to
It's my
Allison
nightmare.
and Grakal probably just like, guys, I had a really weird dream, I think. There was this
Yes.
wasp and such.
Yes, me too. I think maybe not dream.
No, this is what it was crazy. It most definitely was a dream.
Small man, like rat. Was.
There are 2 doors missing. This is irrefutable evidence. You would know this.
I don't know. I don't notice these type of things when I wake up. Do you?
If
This is
there's a
something-
door,
This is
in my
something that I
room.
have to be pointed to, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that door wasn't there yesterday, was it?
It was
Or it
there
was.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, it was there actually, yeah.
All right, guys, what did we do tonight or today or whatever it is? So, in general, we have to talk to the Darklings. We have some devils to fight. They are watching us. I think it's best if we just get rid of that problem as quickly as possible, because
I think we should do the political things first and then just like disappear.
They will find us eventually, though.
Ah, but that's a problem for another day. We'll tackle that when we get there.
If we have foe chasing us, powerful, strange creatures.
He looks over at Allison.
Devils, you say.
Yeah.
If we have devils, whatever this thing is, chasing us, better to fight where we know it, yes?
That's my suggestion, yes.
Allison, maybe prepare oil or potions against devils.
I'm not really sure if they're... So, to my understanding, that would mostly be holy objects. I don't have any, and I don't think we will be finding any very soon in this city.
Can you make them? Since you're a vampire.
Holy objects?
He can probably especially not make them.
No.
I imagine.
My connection with my deity, I think it's been really cut off.
What? Okay, I just checked.
Gurkal could try. Maybe.
But in general, I don't think it's worth our time. So I think we can take these smaller devils.
How do you know smaller?
Well, basically they said like, hey, we have to fight you guys for our boss. So what I'm thinking is that they are purely trying to estimate how strong we are before the leader will actually try and hunt us down themselves. So what I would suggest is that, what I think is that just send some minions over here now, and then after we slay those, they know how we can fight.
When they said this, when did they say for my boss?
Oh, a devil just approached me last night.
But wouldn't we be playing in their hands if we show them our power?
Wait, hold on. I feel like we need to. I feel like we need to talk about the whole "I talked to the devil yesterday" thing. Sorry, Crystal.
So confused.
So what I'm suggesting is that we don't really. Alison will just continue even if you ask this, right? So, so what I'm suggesting is that we don't show all of our tricks. We can. I don't think we have to go. I don't think this will be a very difficult fight. They're just trying to test us. So maybe not show everything we got and have them underestimate us the next time.
Yes. Perhaps. Always good idea. To seem weaker than you are. Still. Prefer to give all. Otherwise, maybe die, yes?
I don't...
Let us face them with the full honor and strength of our being. Not cowards holding tricks.
So I don't know a lot about devils, I must be honest, but I have heard somewhere that they're very difficult to slay. Or at least... I don't think they die here. So we will just be fighting for their entertainment anyways. So yeah, I'm not really sure.
I would say that we just wouldn't fight them and just take off and hope that we can outrun them for the rest of our lives. That would be a great strategy in my ears.
Don't think we'll be able to.
Well, I kind of agree with Iroh because they are going to fight us eventually. Since we're not going to show them all our power, we might as well not fight and just go.
I think that is the worst idea that we can do right now. Right now, we have the benefits that they are trying to test us.
But it's a waste of time for us. We're just entertaining them. Why would we entertain them? That's not our job.
We will learn of the way they fight as well, Hannah. And
yeah, but we can read a book about it or something.
And these are the weak ones, so...
They came here a day before we did. I think they will be capable of tracking.
The devils didn't come here a day before, but word that you guys were being hunted came here a day ago.
Oh.
Like there were already some devils here within the city limits.
Right.
What if just the two of us fight so that they can see all of our powers?
If they would accept such a thing, we could, maybe.
Because I don't know how I can use my stronger powers.
Well, in general...
I do not understand discussion. Let us fight. Let us slay them. Then when they send their next, let us slay those.
It's just a never-ending story.
Until we've killed their big boss.
That's kinda is like Pathfinder.
Never-ending
Come on.
story.
I
That
kind
is
of
our life until now.
normally I don't, but this time I kind of agree with Grakal. In general, I'm not sure until this bigger devil is done, either killed us or we killed it. They're gonna continue hunting us.
Yeah, but we'll be able to outrun them for a few times.
One thing
it
that I
works
do
as
know.
well with the other guys.
One thing that I do know about devils is that they are bound to law, in a way. So it's best for us to try and stay on
Get a
their
lawyer.
on
We
their
should get a
lawful
lawyer.
side. If you want to get a lawyer, go for it, buddy. But I think fighting respectfully and honorable might be our best bet here. That's all I'm saying. If you guys want to do something else, I'm all for it, but this is my suggestion.
I think that we should annul the contract on some grounds that it just isn't valid. We should get a lawyer on this.
Iro, your words, they mean nothing. I mean, I do not understand them. But I would say, speak less, fight more. You are a powerful warrior. Why so scared?
I'm not scared. I'm just really not in the mood to fight devil after devil, man. They're creepy. I saw a big wasp last night. That was creepy enough.
That was me. I'm
Maybe.
coming on your
Iro
side.
just stops dead in his tracks, looks at Hannah, and just says, "You were freaking scary last night." And then
Oh,
and
wow.
then looks back at Kurkal.
I think we should
Let's
fight.
We have no choice. Hannah,
Right, so-
what say you?
Fine.
All right. Then, with 3-1, I do believe that the pack is going to battle. And as you leave the Raven's Nest to scurry on into the everlasting night within the Court of Shadows, you walk to your next combat encounter. And next week, we will see what the Lunar Crater has in store for all of you.
First combat session since level 8. Wahoo!
Yeah,
Damn.
see what you guys can
Coming
do.
up.
Looking forward to fighting a devil in Pathfinder. Haven't done that before.
Mm.
That's interesting.
I'm not looking forward to this a little bit.
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to fighting.
Well, you got yourselves a whole combat arena filled to the brim with spectators next session. So let's see how that goes. For now, at least.
The positive
we
thing
must-
about it is that we gain a reputation in the city as well by showing our strength, basically. So there are positive sides to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Starting
true.
from the bottom, now you're here. For now, at least, we must bid you adieu. We will be back on the next Friday to continue our normal gaming playthroughs, and of course next Sunday to continue this beautiful game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We hope to see you on both of those occasions, but if you need to choose the Sunday. It's the main thing, so there you go. For now, you still have 1 hour left in your weekend, so I hope you all enjoy it. I'm going to spend mine chilling the F out before the work week begins. If you are new to us here, we have social media. You should follow them because I post on those places all the different stat blocks of the adventure that you have here. So if you're a nerd that's into that, you can take a look at that. And we also just post other nonsense because that's just who we are.
And can I just say I loved our audience today. Chat was fun. Thanks everyone for watching, talking, discussing, commenting, and just generally screwing up via fatiguing everyone. Thanks, seriously.
It was great.
So hell yeah. Enjoy the last hour of your weekend. We love you. Goodbye. Get the fuck out. I'm done. Go. Just go.
Oh, the community challenge just completed. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, crap. You can stay a little
We'll
bit
do
longer.
that. Do we do that now? Do we roll
No,
already?
no.
No,
All
we'll
right,
do that next
week.
time.
You'll have to be there for the next session. Yeah. Go away.
We will
Go away.
trigger this Wild Magic Surge next session. Thank you
Get
so
out.
much.
Get out.
Till next
I'm
time.
done.
You
Bye-bye.
don't have to go home, but you
You
can
can
stay.